I'm going to move my characters, and these are my spies. So we know what's going on here, so this spy should certainly move up and give me a lot more information on the settlements that Armenia holds over those mountains there. This spy cell can already move up, show me what's going on there. It looks like the settlement belongs to the Parthia, which is slightly surprising to me. It's not surprising that Parthia is such a big deal, obviously. They were extremely powerful. Okay, these guys can just show me how the rest of this province looks like. Arahosia is the country that's ruling over this province. I like the fact that there are these nations right here. And these nations, they kind of end up having entire province, not just a settlement. And when they have entire province, for me personally, they have this legitimacy of kind of existing. Because if there's just some city out there somewhere, you know, which is insignificant, that's not even a provincial capital, then they don't seem to be that legitimate. And for example, look at this in Ethiopia. I've released all of these in the entire province. And I think that makes it look much more reasonable, rather than just giving them a city somewhere out there in the middle of nowhere. Maybe in the future I'll release more nations so that we could have some diversity out there. Who knows? In the meantime, see if everything is just fine. Mayan, as you know, has become the puppet of Parthia, so they decided that it's much better for them to just give up, and that's exactly what happened. If you don't know, Mayan has decided to attack Parthia, and they took Palmyra for themselves with one of their armies. Now what happened here is that they declared war to Parthia. And then we declared war to Mayan, and we decided to not agree with their ideas of existence if they're not under our control. And what they did is that they surrendered to Parthia, which was their initial enemy right here from the war that has started, and Parthia has puppeted them, so became a protectorate, and now they join a war against us in a coalition that currently consists of Parthia, Mayan, and Armenia, as you can see. Only Bactria didn't got involved just yet, and they don't feel very happy about us at all. As you can see, it's minus 169 for us, but they do have proper relationships with everybody else. Surprisingly, they do have great relationships with the Romans. The Romans don't really have anybody to fight to, besides taking Tribali, which is a one-province nation, and Aerde, which is a one-city nation, Acropolis nation, and they can't even do that. So they are not even in a hurry to expand even further, which is just fine. I see that Sweb is out there, right here. And my garrison here isn't fully recovered. They don't have much, so I don't think that I'm going to be threatened by them. But it probably wouldn't be worse if
making for ports. Recruiting more ships.
I'm going to recruit more ships for the tribe and make sure that Suebi gets eradicated from these seas out there. Now that that's done, I'm going to focus on the building. Programs that are currently taking place. Let's see, what do we have here? First of all, I'm looking, is there a shrine? It looks like there isn't a shrine, so I'm going to build one, because the public order will suffer tremendously without these shrines. So far, I like very much the fact that the buildings that produce money are food consuming buildings, because in later stages of the game, food isn't scarce. In fact, there's so much food, it's impossible to get rid of it. You could feed your neighbors with all the food that you have. In here, once again, it looks like the shrine wasn't built, so I'm going to go with one, and I'm gonna go with more buildings that's going to produce things for the empire and make my coffers much more fuller. And now that that's done, it looks like everybody has moved, and we can certainly move on. That's the army position that's currently taking place here. I may move one army here to provincial capital. I'll need to keep one army here to border Bactria. I'm sure that's very important, no doubts about that. Bactria is keeping a border force themselves, as you can see, which is a reasonably tough force. And now we just need to wait. My navy from Hispania has sailed to Carthage. Finally, the harbor there is going to be changed. This army from north is going south to reorganize. I'm going to issue more heavy infantry into those two armies that had no heavy infantry whatsoever.
We see little profit in further bloodshed. You have fought with honor, but it is time to staunch deep wounds.
As you can see, they're at war against multiple nations out there. But we're the only nation that's bordering them, and we're the only nation that's going to inflict casualties and make them suffer. However, they don't see profit in this war, but we see profit. We surrounded one of their really strong armies here in the region of Edessa, and we're marching north. There are only enemies in the north, so everything seems to be just fine. Our Middle East is truly stable and it has been built up. So I'm going to go for a war of annihilation, and I'm not going to agree.
I thought more of you and your people, but your choice is made, and now you must live with it.
Okay. And that's what it's gonna be all about. Syracuse is strong. They have navies, they have armies. If a war would break out against the Syracuse, it wouldn't be an easy war. Warsaw is going to hinder my armies. If this army gets hindered, it won't be able to move, and in turn I won't be able to fight. Encourage populace. Construction report. As you can see, we're building so much. That is truly a lot. Let's start from the east.
Ready for orders.
This army fortunately wasn't hindered that much.
We take the settlement for the bride.
And that means it's going to be a siege.
Let them cower before us.
There's going to be a large battle here. They already took their home settlement. So they have lost a lot already. Besides having the main force surrounded here, they do have a smaller force, fire and steel, which could certainly be of use, and I have no doubts they would be able to take such cities such as Susa or Gore. There is a large possibility due to the fact that they have, for example, mercenary cavalry, which could deal with my slingers, and if it's heavy, it's tough. If it's tough, it's bad for us. Now in here we have more battles to fight. Before I go any further, I want to know if these nations right here would be happy.
Welcome, friend, welcome. I, in my lord's name, will give you a fair answer before the sun sets.
Would be happy to join my wars. So that's pretty much war against Parthia and Armenia. It would be low, but what if I give them a lot of money? It would be low too. It looks like they would never join. I'm just trying this with as much money as I can. Okay. What if... Yes, they would join one war though. But that's fine.
Ah, my friend, you ask too much. Gold is happiest with gold it knows, not in strangers' vaults.
So these people won't agree to join further wars?
I will do you the honor of listening to your terms, hoping to hear wisdom and profit in them.
They wouldn't agree whatsoever?
Scant?
Surprisingly.
My friend, you honor this place with your arrival. I, your humble servant in matters of diplomacy, await your word.
So they wouldn't agree to join war against Armenia, but they would certainly agree to join war against Parthia.
I am humbled by your honorable words. I accept. Come, we have prepared the feast of some splendor.
Good, that's what I like. And see, this will increase our relationship very much. Now, this may increase our relationship so much, they may join another war. Okay, they may. Let's see what else is out there. You decided not to agree to fight Parthia, and I'm sure that you're already fighting Parthia.
Please be seated and take wine to cool the head before we hit the day with words.
Yes.
I am humbled by your honorable words. I accept. Come, we have prepared the feast of some splendor.
Alright. I wanna try this once more. I have spent a lot of money on this. And they're already at... Okay, this is Axum. I want to speak with Meroe.
Welcome, friend. Welcome. Come, sit. Enjoy the pleasures of my home, and let us find accord.
It's still moderate, but moderate is not enough. Oh.
I agree and admire your sense and clear thinking in this matter. My people will rejoice.
It seems that this time, when they saw that Blemis and Axiom are fighting Parthia, they will certainly agree, and this is awesome. I really like that my puppet nations here are not just foolish protectorates, but obviously my allies in soon to be more difficult wars. That's due to the fact that we are engaging them now further into territories that are controlled by other factions too.
Ready for orders.
That's another battle, a third battle, and these certainly need to march out too. All in all, it looks like we are on the offensive here. Absolutely. And so I'm starting to move these forward now. The Flaming Swords of Netto. And this is one of these legions that are armies that got reinstated. Look at that. We can reach Antioch with these troops, and now they're certainly on the front line right there. And this makes the number of our armies incredibly high, and so the power. Currently we have minus 50 aversion, which is a lot, really. Furthermore, let's investigate how these other people that we recently discovered live out there. And as you can see, it's not surprising why Bactria never conquered them, because they have 3 armies out here. And these 3 armies would be extremely difficult to kill. However, as you can see, these generals, soldiers, are very well armed. They don't carry shields as large as Romans would, but they certainly like chained armor. Now this spy needs to go south and garrison. Duties need to start for him. He needs to spy on my garrisons. Threats from Bactria. Are they sending any forces there, or are they not? And now it's time for me to move out. I need to fight further. And here I was expecting a combined battle where Parthia together with its puppets fight. However, it seems that it will not be such an interesting battle after all. The forces here are very much depleted, and they stand no chance. That means